So what's up guys, my name is Olivia, and if you don't already know, this channel is called Lives Life, where I talk about my addiction and my experiences with being an addict, specifically to heroin. 1 second, I forgot to say, so if you like this video or like any of the content that I post on this channel, go ahead and click subscribe, maybe give me a like, maybe give me a nice comment, because it really helps when you do. Okay, let's get on to it. Okay, so in this video I'm going to be talking about what heroin feels like and some statistics on overdose, on heroin use, etc. To get into what it actually feels like, I'm going to explain what it is. Dimorphine, or heroin, is an opiate most commonly used recreationally for its sedating yet euphoric effects. It is a natural occurring substance extracted from the seed pod of certain poppy plants, mostly imported from South America. And the best way I can really describe what that feeling is okay, so you know how you run a hot bath and then like you put a bath bomb in it and then you put some candles around it, so it's just more relaxing. Maybe put some kind of relaxing oil on you, and then you get in the bath and it's really hot, it's warm, it has bubbles, it has everything, and you're just sitting in it and you're just sinking down and down and down until you get to that feeling of just like like that. And that's what it feels like to do a shot of heroin. Not trying to say that it sounds like a good idea, because it's a horrible idea, and I really wish that day on April 8th that I would have never agreed to have somebody put it in my arm for the first time, because since then, that moment, I found my drug of choice. I found it. I hit the spot. And from that moment, I never wanted to be sober again. I never wanted to live my life without being on heroin again, because that's how much it just reels you in and makes you feel like everything's okay as long as I'm like this. And obviously it's very mentally addictive as well as physical addiction. So first time I did it, same day after, and then I got hooked. I got completely hooked. You know, if I had the chance to go back and change what I did, I wouldn't, because now that it's already gone through, I've gone through it, I got out of it. Now I know in life what to avoid and what I don't want to be. And thankfully, thank God, so 1 out of 14 people recover from their addiction, and I am one of the lucky ones to have recovered and gotten out alive, because some people aren't that fortunate to get out alive. As I've said before, my boyfriend passed away from, I'm sure it was a fentanyl-laced shot of heroin, and you know, and my other friend, that was back in February, and you know, it was February 5th, and I still didn't learn from that. I still didn't learn, because, you know, I was crying in the car one time on the way to get heroin, and I'm like, I shouldn't be doing this because my friend just died the day before. I know what's gonna happen if I accidentally get a bad batch, or I accidentally do too much. It's just gonna kill me. I was crying the whole way there, but then once I put that needle in my arm, I felt fine, didn't care anymore. And that's what heroin addicts do. They don't care about anything unless they are high, unless they have that substance in their body. It's a very sad thing. Another one of my friends passed away in April from an overdose, and like I've known him since I've been using. Just having somebody that you hung out with and that you've used with and that, you know, you kind of enabled in a way to die, you feel a lot of like self-hate, and you're like, well, maybe if I wouldn't have done it with him this one time, maybe if I would have given him these subs, then he'd still be here. That's not always true. Like, what they did is their own fault. It's their own fault, but in a way it kind of isn't, because addiction is the disease, and I will debate anybody who wants to debate on it, because people that do, you haven't even been through it probably. There's some addicts that are like, it was my choice, but you know, it was your choice to do it the first time. Past that first time, your body needs it, or you're not going to be able to get through this day. And you know, in a way, I compare heroin to a demon, because it felt that whole time felt like I was possessed. Really felt like I was possessed, because I didn't care about anything. I didn't even care about my own life. Losing him was one of the hardest things I've ever gone through, and still it's only 5 months since it happened, and you know, I'm hanging in there. I'm doing okay, but you know, it's something I think about every single day, what I could have done, what I should have done. I'm gonna think about that for a long time. An estimated 13.5 million people in the world take opiates, which 9.2 million is heroin usage. More than 7,200 drug overdoses relate to fentanyl-laced heroin or heroin itself. You know, thing is an epidemic. People need to do more in order to keep people safe. People need to start caring about their own life and their children and stop picking drugs over their children, because, you know, I've watched this video on women that are pregnant, addicted to heroin, and like they have the baby and then the baby goes into withdrawals, and that's disgusting. You're a mother and you're picking drugs over the well-being of your baby. Yeah, you're going to hell. Every day, more than 130 people in the USA die from opioid-related deaths. And you know, people I knew, those 3 people, were just one of the unlucky ones. Nobody's too far gone. As long as your heart's beating, you are not too far gone into this thing. You can get out. You can get out and you can never look back. I'm gonna leave some resources in the description box, so maybe you decide, I've had enough of this, I'm gonna go to detox and I'm gonna get off of this shit. It's worth your family cares about you. I saw this picture one time and I'll put it up here real quick. It says something like, put the drugs down, your family's waiting at home. And that picture made me cry, because, you know, when you are out using, especially you're like in your teens or your 20s, you know, usually your family knows what you're doing. They see your arms, they see you falling asleep all the time, and it just breaks their heart. They know that make you stop, but it's all up to you. Do you want to keep living like this, or do you want to get help and find a better life? Because I can honestly say, sitting right here on September 11th, 2019, I am the happiest I've ever been in my life. And this is the longest I've been clean from drugs, period, since I was 13 years old. I was 13. You know, I started doing heroin when I was 17. You know, it's always been something. I've always been missing something in life. I'm definitely gonna do a video on my abuse story from the ages of 13 to 17. Definitely gonna do a video on that. There will be some link in the description if you need to find a detox or you need to find a rehab for yourself. Please check them out and get help today, because this could be your last day. But yeah, thank you for watching this video, and I really hope you might subscribe to me, might like the video, you might comment. I'm really hoping that you do, because this channel is meant to help people. It is fun to edit and stuff, but I do this mainly to help people get out of their addiction, help people realize the dangers of it, and to just blatantly share my story. So yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Bye!